You are listening to XRP Radio, and I am here with Love Is Enough. Two said members, and one may be invading. So I'm told.
Yeah, he might not be. Who knows?
So as a start off, introduce yourselves.
I am Cam, lead singer and bass player from Love Is Enough.
And I am Ben, guitarist.
It is great to have you here. And who is the missing members?
That will be Thor, and he is drums. All of us do programming and backing bits as well. But we are missing our media guru and drum expert, Thor.
He does a lot.
It's a shame. Where have you lost him? I got part of the story. We were at rehearsals earlier, and he disappeared.
A couple of pints. He took his little lad home, and
he's got walkabouts. He'll probably walk through. He always makes an appearance at the last minute.
Yeah.
Perfect. So let's go for the obvious question that you may have been asked a million times. How did the name Love Is Enough come about?
It's a bit of a weird one. We were called when we started. We obviously names for bands are so hard. It's probably like the biggest burden of being in a band is naming yourself. And there's some really bad names out there, and there's some really good names out there. And I think we started off with really bad names, didn't we? we called ourselves Sematic to start off with. And it was just, I don't know where it came from. Just came from nowhere. We had loads of design work ready to go. And then we all just said to each other, man, this is a really bad name. This is not going to work. And then Love Is Enough sort of just come out of nowhere, didn't it? Thor, again, the guy who's not here to explain, he was the one who came up with the idea, and he did all this artwork, which you can see behind us, that goes along with the name, and it just stood out. It just worked.
Well, a touch on the artwork, because I don't know, and if he's not here, I can't ask him very well actually at the moment. But was there any chance? It seems very Love, Death, and Robots inspired. Is the first thing that I saw.
I get that. Yeah, I definitely. I don't know if it was inspired for him. Because I don't even know if that was out when we first started. I don't think it had actually come out. So we've been going for we haven't been gigging for very long.
Went public last March, but we came about just on the eve of lockdown, didn't we?
Yeah. So not too long really, but I definitely see where you're coming from. It has that vibe to it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, that's confused my brain. Martin mentioned that you'd started back in 2022, but you'd been kind of doing bits and pieces before that, and
that's right.
So March 2022 was your launch as Love Is Enough.
Yeah.
What's it been like for the band over the past year?
Pretty good, really good.
Yeah, really,
incredible. We've been pretty busy, haven't we?
It's been very busy, and the reason we didn't go public until March last year, even though we got together 18 months before that. Unlike other bands where you get together and you craft everything, we've done that, been in bands and stuff before. We kind of wanted to do everything behind the scenes. So when we were ready to go, we had product, we've got our first album recorded, produced, we have videos ready, we knew what we were doing and everything was there. And honestly, this first year has been absolutely amazing. It's been just really exciting. The reaction from everyone has been super positive, and it's just been, from everyone in the industry, media, radio stations, to fans, to people that we've met who've just totally see where we're coming from, get what we're trying to do, and I mean. It's in the band name, Love Is Enough. That is our message, and it seems to have really struck a chord with everyone. And the response back has been absolutely. We've just been made up with it, and brilliant.
That's great.
Brilliant.
Well, for those that unfortunately have not been able to hear Love Is Enough, that's their first introduction to you. Is right now. We thought we'd start off with Burn. So. Tell us a little bit about Burn. What does it mean lyrically, and how did it kind of come about?
These questions are great. I love the lyric questions. Burn is basically all of the songs that I write lyrically I love them to be like open to interpretation. So it's to someone that's listening to them. I don't nail them down to like, this song must be about this. This has to be about this. But in my eyes, like Burn is it's sort of a mental health awareness kind of song. It's a real sort of stuck in a dark hole and knowing that there's people around you that can help you out, basically. It's finding those people around you, and it's trying to find your way out of a bad situation, pretty much. And to me, that's what that song's about. But yeah, take what you will with it.
Awesome. Sweet. This is for those that have never heard Love Is Enough before. Well, where have you been for the past few weeks that I've been playing them? But this is Burn.
I guess they can't hear us.
Our radio feed side was having an issue a bit ago, but the word side, as I was saying, is going out on the visual streams and all the social media, so that's all good. Okay. So nobody actually missed anything yet, luckily.
I see.
So you mentioned a bit earlier that you know all the productions and bits and bobs is all done between you. Is this all fully kind of home produced, or do you hire out a studio, or are you one of those lucky people that already work in studios or own one?
I know, like the recording side of it is all done in a proper studio down in Southampton.
Ranch production house, Southampton, and
yes, we do all that. That side of it, we do a lot of pre-production at home. We're all lucky enough to have home little studios, but that's like pre-production. Write the song, figure it out, and then take it to the studio and record it. Basically, re-record it.
Brilliant.
It's all the graphic stuff and all the video stuff we do ourselves, like borders.
Okay. Do you already have backgrounds in this, or was it like we have to do this to do what we want to do, and so we're gonna learn it along the way?
Well, we just learned it over the years, I suppose.
Yeah, I'd say we've all been in bands and all done stuff. It's something you learn and pick up as you go along. But Thor is graphic designer. I work in for a guitar company, so we've all done bands for years. So with the experience, you just learn it. And
I don't know anything because I cut down trees for a living, so I literally know nothing. Apart from writing songs.
I have this. Oh, 1 second. Thank you. Sorry, I've got other people on other. So my usual co-host, I've gotten another call in my headphones there. Yeah, I could not. She forgot to mute her mic. Let's put it that way. Yeah, it was incredibly confusing and at the wrong time as well. But you know, I mean, if you can climb a tree, there's some pretty impressive things that you can do on stage. Go check out a band, the Red and Purple Songs or Traps. Yeah, you should probably get together and either cut down trees or climb stage apparel.
He just climbs apparatus, I suppose.
It's good. I'm not going to ask you anything right now because this track's about to finish.
Yep.
You're listening to XRP Radio. That is Burn from Love Is Enough, and they're still here. I haven't managed to scare them away yet, but then again, we haven't got to the listener questions bit yet. So if you guys want to start coming up with some of those questions, you can post them on the various places we are on social media, or if you want to hear the show uninterrupted with us not talking over the tracks because social media doesn't like us playing music for some weird reason, you can head on over to xrpradio.co.uk/chat to hear much more. I'm still here, and I'm going to still be putting questions to Love Is Enough. And the first one, we've kind of already dived into this. This is the joys of Martin pre-planning questions. We already know this. Who writes the songs in the band?
Yeah.
He's gone, who writes the songs in the band? We now know it is.
That is kind of a mix of all of us, really.
Oh, is it a mix?
Yeah, so if I have a song idea, I'll write, like the album that we've just recorded, I think, I don't know numbers, but I wrote some of them, would pass it to Ben. He would then, because I play bass, but I sort of play guitar really badly and piano really badly. So I'd then pass it on to Ben, who would re-record all the guitars, make them sound much better. And then he would pass it to Four, and he would add some drums to it, and then Four would add like the backings of the like the synths and the arcades. So it's like a proper collaboration. It's every song is written by all of us, basically.
Love it.
Depends about the initial idea, doesn't it? Sometimes someone will come with almost a complete song, and the rest of the guys will then take that song into a different direction. Cam will take the song. That's a great song. I've got this idea. I'm going to change key, do this, change the arrangement, put this here, and then the drums and stuff might take it elsewhere. Or you might find that someone's got half a song. In fact, there's one of our other singles, Reflection, came about from 2 songs and us going over to Thor's house, and we were doing some pre-production at Thor's studio, and we both sat there listening to 2 different songs that Cam had written. We're like, hang on, that's one song, that song there, and
join them together
and have a whole song. So it's
so an entire variety of processes that have come behind.
Oh yeah, massively. It comes from all angles of us. It's not one person, it's all of us, which is great. It's very helpful.
So through your tracks, and you mentioned that each things have their own interpretation, but your music videos, I'm told, have kind of got a story that flow through them. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Benji, that's on you.
What, the actual videos? Yeah.
Benji's mind plays wonderful tricks on everyone and has these elaborate stories that he thinks people will see.
the videos, each video's got quite a surreal. Again, like the lyrics, we try to make our videos. The songs come first. We write the songs, and it's not until sometimes, like in this case, a couple of years later, where we're doing the videos. So with our videos, they're not always exactly what the song is about, and they're more.
It's visual, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Like I tell you the best. It's exactly. It's like an art project to go with the visuals with it. Like think something like Queen. Their visuals are stunning, but they mean sometimes nothing to do with the song for an over the top kind of version. But with us, some of our videos do actually link together. In fact, Burn and Dancing for Beginners and Sinners is actually a sci-fi story, and it's all kind of time travel, Matrix, 12 Monkeys kind of story, where there's everything kind of links together, and you can watch each video as a standalone video. Each one, even if you don't see the other one, but if you watch them both, you'll suddenly start to be like, hey, and if you really want to get geeky, then we've got a whole narrative to us. But again, it's open to interpretation. I could sit down and tell you the video, and you might go, wow. Then you speak to someone like Cam or Thor, and they might go, actually, no, I've got this idea, and this character is doing this, and this character is doing that. In fact, the other day I sat and span all 5 of our videos together with time travel and everything. But the latest video we're about to drop, Falling, which will be out on the 3rd of February. The initial video for that, we've got a lyric video that's much more heartfelt and is us behind the scenes, but our art and our video that we're putting out for that kind of links back into the video for I'm on My Way. And those 2 characters, you see glimpses of them as the characters grown up, older in life, and it kind of follows their journey.
Well, talking about I'm on My Way, I'm going to completely go off the entire direction that Martin sent us in and play that instead next. So go forth and tell us, what is I'm on My Way about?
It's kind of a love song, and it's about finding that person again, which will help you through life. And it's about discovering new things and just finding the right path for you, basically. But again, listen to it as you will.
Here we go. This is stupid microphone, really bad, and had nothing to do with the fact that I can't speak. I'm on my way. Love is enough. Still here.
think we're going to have a Thor joining us.
Hi. Happy days.
Any second now. You'll be able to ask Thor much more graphic-y questions on us. You can ask about our logo if you want and what the logo means as well. It's quite a cool story. When Thor will tell you that once he's here.
Yeah, it'd be good to I don't know, it definitely has that kind of... I've noticed a lot of bands recently going down a kind of more logo vibe, you know, something more abstract that means the same thing.
So yeah, just off the record. So really, with logos and brands, do you know, there's a lot of bands I wouldn't wear their apparel, their anything of theirs when it says a band name. Mm-hmm. I guess it's like having the Nike, whatever you want to call it. You know the brand when you see the tick, even when you don't see the name. And kind of we've got that. Sometimes we just use our name. Sometimes we use our logo. Sometimes we use our logo and our name. We're quite pushing it just to push that kind of that visual aesthetic. The logos do, right? So it's quite a cool question, and thought here it'd be nice on him to answer as he designed it. It's got quite a good meaning behind it, but it's also quite we push both sides. When you have a brand and you want to make a brand statement, it's good to just have a visual thing. Exactly like saying that Nike thing, you know it instantly just by the logo. You don't then have to read the name. So right from the get-go, we've pushed logo and band name, but they do cross in and they do link in really nicely.
Okay. Sorry, bear with me. I'm reordering. This is the fun thing with questioning bands that know what they're on about. You end up answering half the other things that you've been asked to ask them.
Yeah.
I'm just walking through this.
Probably damaged the nerve.
It's literally like that. I was looking at it and just went,
How did you do that?
I got an ankle support at work. It's obviously gets sweat, so I stuck my foot, yanked it, and it just went. I screamed. So painful. What did you say?
I think he's gone to yours first.
You're joking.
He's asking, he's like, at yours? But yeah, he's like, oh, come on, I'm nearly with you then.
Oh, shit.
Like I said, the door's open.
Have all of these tracks been produced at the same studio?
Yeah, we recorded 4 tracks. So we got together. Obviously, that was just literally funny story on how we got together. But we got together.
We've got a few seconds.
Yeah, and we recorded 4 tracks, 2020, and then went back and recorded the rest of the album straight after. Did 3 sessions of a week, 3-week sessions to do the whole album, and got 12 tracks recorded. A year, 4 tracks, 4 tracks in 2020, and then
here we go. You're listening to XRP Radio, still with Love Is Enough. We may be getting a third member joining us finally, who seems to have gone to the wrong house amusingly. So this is planning at his best. I love it.
Organised.
So I got a couple of questions for you, but I will be asking you, and anyone in the chat box can ask you anything over the next period of time, and I will say them to these two. And hopefully, Thor, when they turn up in a bit. But prior to that, I've had to rearrange everything that Martin's done because we already know who the creative person behind the videos is. So that's been answered. Has it happened?
sorry, I'm late, boys.
This is for.
Hey!
Oh.
welcome to XRP Radio. How are you? You're now fully on the spot. In fact, the other pet, you should leave and just leave the hot seat for the
We're gonna go. We've done our
show.
Yeah.
Snuggled in.
You're late.
They're finished. They're finished.
It's 9. It's 8.
Well, I guess now you've just arrived. The thing that these guys keep saying, and they keep pointing to the logo and being like, and Thor's the logo guy, and we need the meaning behind the logo, but we're not going to tell you about it because Thor's the logo guy. Now you're here, you can tell me, what the fuck does that mean?
Yeah, absolutely. So to try and translate, I mean, it took me a little while to come up with something to translate the name into a symbol, but I quite like the idea of having a symbol. So X obviously being the X's nose, kisses and hugs, lots of love. The equals is equals, pretty self-explanatory. And then the 3 dots, which is in tattoo culture, means I am enough, also in Braille as well. So kind of tie that all in together and put some stylizing on it, some paint splats, and make it look cool.
I like it.
Yes, that.
As easy as that. And the others have touched on it, but from your point of view, what was kind of the idea to go logo wise and push that so hard?
Just to have more of a brand. I think a lot of bands, you see a lot of band t-shirts and stuff, and it's just their name, and it, I just wanted something that's going to stand out a bit more. It's going to have sort of more power, more impact. And something that can be used universally without necessarily have to use the name all the time, just to have the symbols that represent the band as well as the name.
Okay. Well, you have luckily joined us in the point where I say to our chat box and our listeners, you can ask us whatever questions that you want. These can get weird. These can get quite simple.
Clean questions only.
We are clean band.
You have to bear with me because I'm gathering these from social networks, our own chat box, and people just asking me weird stuff in my own personal messenger, which is usually where the weirdest stuff comes from to start with. The first question is quite easy, though, quite simple. You can split this amongst the 3 of you, but what are your 5 specifically biggest influences?
Wow.
I would go like Manchester Orchestra, Sting and the Police, Fleetwood Mac, some pretty old school ones.
Aha, Duran.
1975 to like that kind of old pop vibe, like it.
Okay, that was slightly surprising, but honestly, I was not expecting that.
It's a good mix of bands.
Yeah. All of a sudden, I was thinking, people more along your typical sound, but now I'm really hearing some of those influences coming through, which is really interesting. Second question. This is a great one. What is the worst technical mishap you've had to deal with at a gig?
Well, in general, not just with us, but in time, losing the voice is like the biggest technical issue. For me, like that's a big no-no, and it has happened a few times.
But
warm-ups.
Yeah, warm-ups, definitely. But we run back and tracks off a laptop, so that is rife with possibilities of things going wrong, including our very first ever show in Birmingham, where it all went totally wrong. And there were not many people there to see it.
The click lost. So we play to in-ear monitors and clicks, and we send a feed to the front desk as well as a feed to us. And through trial and error and just learning things, we've come a long way. But on that very first showcase we had, when about 30 seconds into it, and the click that we had in our ears had lost sync with the track. So suddenly you've got a track playing and you've got a click playing, and they're not synced up. And you've got to be like, what do I follow? The song or the click? I follow the song. And
so yeah, it was these things happen. But all of those we found has just been a great learning curve for us to go, right, okay, that happened, that went wrong. What can we do next time to make sure that doesn't happen again? And so it has definitely increased our setup and improved our setup. Every time something's gone wrong, you kind of go, right, okay, what can we do to fix that? That particular issue was the fact that I was using an adapter from USB to USB-C because of the laptop that I had. So I thought, just simple as buying a new cable will stop all of those issues. That's what we did. about £9 on Amazon. So
Sometimes the cheap fixes are the best ones still.
absolutely.
It is a great one. So you're all trapped on a desert island, no way off, eating all the coconuts. Who's getting eaten first?
I've got the most meat. It's probably going to be me.
It'll be you, because I get really hangry as well.
Cam gets hangry.
I'll be the first one to eat someone. That would be the
Kill me first. You're eating through my leg. Ow!
I would sacrifice myself as well for my boys.
Oh,
so kind. Yeah, I'll eat you.
Yeah, you're like, no, don't give that fuck up.
In a non-sexual.
What we just say? Too late. We'll be out in 5 minutes.
This is the first time that not only we had a straight up answer, but a whole narrative around it. It was brilliant. Okay. Don't get trapped on a desert island with those then. If you could curate your dream show, where would it be and what would the lineup be? Dead or alive? That's the artist can be dead or alive, not you have to be dead or alive.
Yeah.
I think my answer would be really boring, but I've always wanted to play Brixton Academy. I don't know why. It's like that's such a boring
Right, so
answer.
that's the venue.
That's the venue.
Let's go to
Maybe,
lineup then. Queen.
Yeah.
Just beat all the
Love
people
Queen.
that are dead.
Prince.
Prince.
Oh, Prince, yeah, Queen.
I would actually.
Taylor Swift.
Taylor
Swift. Yeah.
And like Jim Eatworth.
And I'm sorry. On that note, we just need to finish the interview.
Yeah. Man, she is.
Tay-Tay.
We love Tay-Tay.
She's good at what she does.
I mean, which bit of what she does are you specifically?
She does it also well.
I tell you what. So we went to see Bon Iver, and she came out to do a track, and as good as the whole show was, she had the whole of Wembley Arena in her hand from just by walking out, and it just went to show when an artist like that can walk out and have an arena begging on every word and in silence and follow on the highlight. You got to take your hats off to a person, whether you like their music or not. But any performer that has that kind of power over an audience, it's that's a certain sort of magical power with that. So I do think she's.
All right.
I just said
you should address me with Tay-Tay.
Fangirling a little bit over there.
Yeah.
Let's move on.
And I suppose you'd have to throw the Foo Fighters in there somewhere because
Yeah, absolutely.
They're just icons, aren't they? Really, just themselves.
I see where you're going. What else have we got here? Well, this is a damn good question that we have not put to you yet. Where are you from?
Salisbury. Whoop, whoop. You know that place with
Down
Novichok
south.
and the big spire, 227 meters high or feet high. I don't know.
Near Stonehenge.
Ask the Russians; they'll tell you exactly how high that spire is.
We don't get political.
Oh yeah, we don't get political. Ask.
No, it's okay.
Ask the people that not. No,
Yeah, Salisbury
What-
down south coast.
Yeah.
near Stonehenge, about 5 miles from Stonehenge, that way.
What's the biggest highlight of Salisbury other than it's close to Stonehenge?
The cathedral and the Novichok thing that the Russian spies poisoning those people in and that's probably our biggest accolades
That's the best
as
thing
a city.
from Salisbury.
And us, obviously.
And Magna Carta's here.
Oh yeah, the Magna Carta's here. Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
Fucking hell.
What else
You
is Salisbury?
talking to these absolute rock stars here. I'm expecting them to turn around and go, "Oh, this venue's quite good. This is all right." And they give me a fucking history lesson. Jeez.
It's right. We like the
Yeah,
Gate. We're big
Gate.
friends with Rob. He's a legend.
Love it.
The history's good.
Yeah.
No, history is good, yeah. What? Go on, give me some good venues down in Salisbury, though. Where do I need to go and see you guys in Salisbury?
So we used to have a lot more, but recently the music scene has sort of become real difficult in Salisbury for some reason. I don't know why. It's quite an elderly city, so it means a lot of these places are closing down. But we've got the Winchester Gate in town, which is really good, run by Rob, who's He's really good, really great guy. Been in loads of bands. And then we got Brown Street as well, which is sort of just opened up, which is a nice little venue, run by a guy called Tom Belk. But then we've got like the Art Centre, which they used to do a lot of music, but nowadays don't really do so much. They've become more into the arts. We used to have a big one, the City Hall, which was that's quite a big capacity, isn't it? It's like, and they used to put on some really big gigs, but because of COVID, it turned into a vaccination centre, and now they've shut down.
Okay.
So yeah,
we got a Facebook question here from Melissa Lycan. What's your favourite song that you've written?
Favorite song written or favorite song like to play?
Written.
Favorite song that I've written, then in that case, off of our 12 that we've got released, Dancing.
Yeah,
because I bought that one the whole into the band complete.
Yeah. I think mine's probably I'm On My Way, which you just played. I think that's probably my favourite song.
Mm-hmm. And Breathe, which is one that hasn't come out yet, which I wrote, which is probably one of my favourites that I've written for the album too.
All of them.
If we're talking one favourite one that we've all written together, my favourite one to play, Stay. Stay. We all love playing that one. We finish our set on that, and that's probably our biggest, funnest one to.
Loads to be released, obviously, which people haven't heard yet, which is quite cool.
Okay. Have you guys ever done any acoustic sets, and would you ever do an acoustic EP?
No and yes. We haven't done any acoustic sets yet. We have been rehearsing some sort of acoustic kind of show, and yes, we absolutely would record our songs acoustically.
Yeah, we have.
And we have plans to do that with our album release. Actually, probably when we release the album, we will release some sort of acoustic tracks.
I love to rewrite songs acoustically. I think like you can make some really powerful songs sound so nice on an acoustic guitar. Just a solo acoustic guitar and vocals is just there's something quite powerful about that on its own. I think.
Yeah, absolutely.
Talking about those changing of songs, there's a lot of bands and artists these days that are doing lots of different things to their music to access different audiences. Would you ever consider, EDM remixes, drum and bass remixes, or collaboration kind of stuff with people as well?
Yeah, definitely.
1000%. Yeah,
I think you've got to be so open-minded with music nowadays because there's so many different genres out there, and I think that you've just got to really go in and think, well, if someone wants to remix this song, why would you say no? It's like you're opening up a whole new audience base there, aren't you? It's like, I think you'd be quite silly to turn anything down.
A lot of our songs have quite synthy parts in it, so like dancing.
And we like a lot of dance music and other stuff
and
that's not
sort of real synthy vibes. I think a lot of them would translate quite nicely into that sort of more EDM style.
Obviously, if it worked, I mean,
it would as well.
You might. Yeah, I think that sort of genre maybe. I guess with like, if you wanted to have some rapper come in and rap on one of our songs, maybe it would work, maybe it wouldn't, but
has to be the right song, like you're saying about the acoustic thing. Right, a song should translate well no matter what style, whether it's acoustically, whether it's completely electronic, whether it's a band playing it. That's a sign of a good song, that it will translate, whether you even just sit down on piano and just play the melody. And that's, I think,
never say no until you hear what it sounds like.
Whether it works or not, it depends on each individual person and the track and how it's done. But yeah, definitely something we're interested in for sure.
So, a kind of reggae poker remix of one of your songs isn't off the table.
And Sting did it with what's his name? So with Shaggy.
Yeah.
If Sting can do it, then we can.
Oh, he should not have got away.
No, he shouldn't. You're right.
One of those things. It's like you were saying about Taylor Swift. Certain people just get away with shit that they should not. Right, next track from you guys. And you know what question's coming up. What does it mean? What's it about? This is Reflection. Tell me about Reflection.
Reflection's kind of about like when you really don't know who you are. You're going through life and your daily struggles, and you can look at yourself in the mirror, but you just don't see a reflection back, if you know what I mean. You've lost yourself. You really don't know who you are or where you are in life. And it's kind of about that one place you can go to, or like a person that you're really close with, and you can find yourself. You know, you can go and sit and look at the view, and you just think, you know, I'm all good. I know where I am, and that's what that song's about, basically.
Here we go. Here it is. Reflection. Love is enough. There we go.
Thought gin tonic. Yes.
Like you be shitting in the woods and working out for the rabbit when he finished, mate. Come on.
Tizz, gin and tonic.
No, I can't stand tonic water. Sorry.
Gin and lemonade.
Oh, sorry, gin and lemonade. Actually, yeah, we've got gin and lemonade.
Happy days.
There's a stack of beer if you want one.
I'd love a beer actually at the moment. What beer? This is the important thing.
I'll tell you what. I just went on the way back from rehearsal. I went to dropped into Tesco. I noticed all their BrewDog have gone up to 16 or 17 quid. Dropped into Majestic Wine on the way home, and they've got these awesome BrewDog Christmas selection with like really cool ales in there. They're clearance because it's Christmas box for £10. So I bought.
Happy days.
Oh, good.
So I bought 3 of them. Told Paul, and Paul said to it. So I phoned Helen's on the way back from Southampton. She dropped in and got another 3. So I've got a stack of six crates out the back.
Happy days.
Let me go grab quick.
I literally thought it was 9 o'clock, so I was like, I'll get there 8:15. I'm late start.
Oh, you thought it was 9 o'clock?
Yeah.
Read the messages, man.
Oh, man. Useless.
Useless. I'm the late one, and I was early.
Yeah.
I was here before you.
Yeah, they're waiting for you and they're going, oh, yeah, it's the reliable one.
Yeah.
Reliable one that's not turned up.
The only one that keeps the
He's
site.
the reliable one. Who are these guys?
Rush as fast as I can. Oh, sorry.
Okay, so we got the one track left from Dancing for Beginners and Sinners that Martin wanted us to play. Next section after this will be kind of what you got planned up, what you got going on, where can we find your music, all the streaming sites, where you want us to get in touch with you on social media. And I let each one of you have a 60-second soapbox where you can say whatever the hell you want right at the end, where you can really get away with anything, because I'm kicking you off then anyway.
Political.
That's what I do. It's kind of on the inside circles, it's known as the reputation ruiner.
Yeah.
And it's up to you how you use it.
We get a 60-second soapbox at the end to say whatever we want, because he's going to kick us off afterwards anyway. So. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Yeah. Question.
I thought we all get one. Like, do we not all 3 of us get like?
60
seconds?
Yeah, one each.
Yeah, you get one each.
Yeah, I mean,
60
you
seconds.
You ruin yourself, not the whole band.
Oh, right.
Cam hold the loop for 60 seconds.
I reckon I could.
I think you should make it like 20 seconds tops, maybe.
I'm not going to force you to speak for the whole 60 seconds. It's just, you know, I need to at least, if you're on a roll.
Yeah.
For me, it's if you're on a roll, really ruining yourself. There you go. Have 60 seconds.
Yeah.
If you're just going to go, hi, Mom, you've played it safe, well done. But, you know, I want everyone that I interview to have the time to really, you know, stuff themselves up the backside.
Themselves, yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's really embarrassing, though.
Yeah. It's the right way to be.
You've got 60 seconds to talk about your chosen given subject at hand.
No.
It is a bit mastermind. Here we go.
Yeah.
That was Reflection from Love Is Enough. And we're in that end stroll towards their last track. So let's get to know what you've got going and what you've got coming up. Any good shows planned this year?
Loads and loads. So we've got a couple of sort of local shows this month. So we've got Bristol and Winchester this month, then back hometown show in February. Then we're actually on tour with another bespoke band, Cadet Carter. So we're on the UK version, the UK leg of their, with Youth Illusion. So that's in April. And in the middle of that, we're playing Teddy Rocks Festival as well. Supports a great cause for, Children's Cancer Trust. Big bands play. I think Jake Bugg's headlining, the Amundsens are playing, E17, Goldie Looking Chain, Venga Boys, Feeder, loads, so many bands. So that's going to be awesome. And then hopefully head over to Europe end of the year. Fingers crossed, all things going good.
I mean, that's a hell of a start for releasing. Well, releasing
Not
yourself
2 weeks
in
into
March.
January, is it?
Yeah, it's good.
Yes, can't complain. What is kind of the dream goal? You know, with that's near future. You know, 10 years. What would your kind of the venue that you've played that's like we've made it? Are you after a platinum single? Do you want 1 million views on YouTube? What is the kind of dream end game thing you're going for?
Yeah, like for me personally, it's to make just enough money from music where I can do it as a full-time job. I don't need to be a millionaire. I don't need to be rich and famous. Just to make enough money where I can hang out with my boys all day and go, what are we doing today? Oh, we're going to go to the studio and play some music. Like that for me.
And just to play, like, just to play in front of crowd, like a crowd that will sing back to you and sing back your songs on a regular basis, and like to be selling out gigs all over the country is just not even in massive arenas. It doesn't have to be an arena, but just to get that appreciation for something you've put your heart into, basically.
Share our love. Share our love with the fans.
Yeah,
absolutely what we want to do.
It is a key one for each of you. 100,000 views on YouTube or streams on Spotify, or 2,000 people in a venue.
2,000 people in a venue. Nice.
All day long. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, streams are great, and obviously they look good on paper, but there's nothing better than playing to a packed out crowd like that. You know, there's nothing better than that. That's your dream, isn't it? That's what you want.
That's why we're all doing
it. Let's talk about where to get you now. Everyone's interested. Heard your music. Where are you on the internet? Firstly, for streaming and listening and buying pleasures.
Everywhere. So Spotify, Deezer, Apple Music, Amazon, YouTube, Bandcamp, SoundCloud, YouTube. Not SoundCloud, but everything else.
What are your personal favorite places for people to interact with you? Because you see a lot of artists that are like, well, we're kind of on Spotify because we have, streaming is good for the band, but we'd rather you buy all of our stuff on Bandcamp, for instance.
Yeah, I don't think we're too fussy. We like the interaction. So I love it when we get new comments on Facebook from somebody and they're asking questions, or we're getting DMs on the Instagram and can actually reach out with the fans and speak to humans.
TikTok, we get
yours is TikTok. Yeah. Ben is the master of TikTok. So he's learned
TikTok wormhole.
The TikTok wormhole.
Okay.
But yeah, that's awesome. Any interaction on social media is great.
Just come say hi. We're friendly, we're happy. Come say hello. Tell us what you think.
For those that have missed, it's all of their places to get their stuff are scrolling along the bottom and stuff like that. I'm really happy that you haven't told me I've spelt something wrong yet. That usually happens. So, now they're looking. They just thought we were being professional. Lastly, what are your big plans for this year? You've got your festival lined up, and you may be touring at the end. But what have we got? We've got more videos, more albums, more music releases.
Yep. So the next single, Falling, comes out on the 3rd of February. That is a big piece of love on that. It's again two sides to that as we're talking. One, we've got this official video, but we've got with one narrative, but two, we've got the real meaning of the song and a real different, very much us, and you'll see much more personal kind of thing for this one. There's a couple of songs on this album that are very much very raw and very the emotion and the love, and Falling is definitely one. Cam take over for that. It's a bit of a song that he wrote for his wife, a beautiful song actually. But
it's just another love song basically.
Then after that, our singles come pretty fast and hard this year. We've got that, All I Want, Breathe, Stay, and 1 in 4.
Yeah.
All to come out this year. So quite a few singles coming thick and fast this year.
Will be album, which will be next year. Next year, drop the album. Yeah. And yeah, we're well into probably going to be recording, so we're back in the studio at some point this year.
A big thing. We're 19 tracks into album 2 at the moment, so we're been heavy on the songwriting for
not 19 tracks into album 2.
Yeah, we streamlined it down to about 12 tracks that we'll record, but we've always had this thing. We just keep building and building and building the tracks, and you go back, work on them, rework on them, rework and then rework, and then pick the best, and then go into the studio with that.
That's something that I've never done in a band before. It's the first band I've been in where every single member writes songs and they all get entertained. Normally have one main songwriter who does all the songwriting, but for us, I think that's why our genre is so diverse, and it's kind of hard to pigeonhole us into one genre because all three of us have different influences. You know, I listen to a lot of hip hop stuff, so I bring that, you know, a lot of those vibes in with the drums and bits and pieces, and we all get to write songs, which it's never happened to me before in a band, and I love that, being able to all share the creativity and handing my baby over to my boys, and then them bringing me back something that is amazing. It's amazing.
Awesome. And it's good to. It must be. I know I couldn't give a song to someone quite so freely and be happy with them coming back with something that, you know, you're not going to be upset with. So it must be a unique relationship.
Massive. In fact, absolutely love it. Writing songs and the excitement of when you give it to one of the other guys, it's like, what are you going to do with this? And then they come back and it's like, honestly, the thing I love most is that when I write a song, I could spend hours on the song, but they take a song in a different direction. I think all of us do it to each other's songs, and that's what makes our final song. We just take it in our own direction, which is something the other people can't do. And it's Cam will write something. I'm like, I would never have dreamed of writing that. No. And I write something, and I'm like, oh, that's okay. And Cam's like, what? I would never have thought. Why are you doing this? That's amazing. So it's
awesome.
And I think all of us doing that and having the complete trust and excitement for one another to take what we've got. And I'm having this with the guys is special. Exactly really special.
Exactly that.
Awesome. Well, prior to the scary bit for me and the fun bit for you, where I give you each a minute to say whatever the hell you want, the last track that we're going to play straight after that will be Dancing for Beginners and Sinners. I have to pee. How do you introduce your track with the brackets?
We don't. To be honest, we just normally call it dancing, not even dancing for beginners.
Like this.
But it's not. It's dancing for beginners and sinners.
Yeah.
The song. Honestly, the song title came up before. That was just a working title before the
as you
before the world. Hang on, why are we going to scissors
for a second?
This is last week. All right. Well, I'm going to talk about various love products.
Right. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Fine. Here's your 60 seconds. Starting with Thor and Coming Across.
Oh my god.
Go.
I don't really know what to say, but just thanks to everyone who's ever listened to us, anyone who's ever streamed us, everyone who's ever given us a like, everyone who's ever messaged us. It means the world to us. If you want to see a band do a little happy dance, send us a message, and we'll film us doing a little happy dance and send it back to you. And I know that's not 60 seconds, and I can keep talking.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay.
See, Thor, you've done the best thing here. You've took the easy way out for them. Stuff now.
Enjoy.
Next.
Yeah.
Right. I'm gonna talk about Dancing for Beginners and Sinners because that could be a question which you might ask me next. So this is my time to talk about that. So Dancing for Beginners and Sinners, it was like the backing tracks for that really reminded me of Black Mirrors. And it just took you into that sort of technological world. Everything's too much for everyone, can't cope for anything. And it was kind of during COVID, which I wrote this, and everyone was sort of on their own, sort of a little bit lost. No one knew what to do. And everyone was really grumpy. You meet people in the streets and stuff, and everyone just had that frown on their face, and everyone was really in a bad mood. And it's kind of about being lost and just like not knowing where you are, basically. And it's that technical thing that takes over because everyone's on their computers, everyone's on their phones. You sat on a train or, everyone's looking down and you just you know, you just think what's going on in this world. Let's club together and be together, basically.
And stop.
That's what dancing's about.
I feel like you sneaky pair of people here.
Yeah.
Sneaky.
We know how to play the game.
It's a part of it. Enjoy.
Right. The last minute starts now.
I'd just like to say, you know, everyone out there, listen to music, enjoy it, enjoy life, live life. Sometimes if life is rubbish, look to your friends, look to people around you. There is hope and there is stuff out there. We've all had problems with anxiety, mental health issues. We know other people with, and we just want to be, we're really inclusive people. We want our gift of music to tell your story. You take our music, listen to it, let it heal you, let it transport you away for just 2 or 3 minutes to somewhere different. Everyone has issues in life that they might need. We might fix them, but we can give you some music to help make you smile for maybe 2 or 3 minutes, or just make you cry for 2 or 3 minutes, or just take you to a different place. Love is enough.
Yep. Oh, we ended on the band name.
Yeah.
Perfectly on time. You know what? I was going to call you a bunch of soft hippies then, but that was clever. That was good. That was good. That was good.
Like you rehearsed that. But quickly, to also just say thank you.
Hang on. I said 60 seconds, not 60 seconds, and then quickly.
Yeah. Oh, we're saying thank you to you.
Damn it, they're good at this. They're good at this radio thing. There's me about to cut them off, and then they did a nice thing. Right then, no, it's been a pleasure to have you lads on for the evening, and you'll have to get back in touch with us around, what was it, the 3rd of February, did you say? For that next release. Well, I do a show on the Saturday after that, so we should probably do something.
Yeah, that's
Brilliant. Yeah, I love that.
Awesome. It's been great to have you. But in the nicest and kindest way, so I can get on with the rest of the show, I have to ask you to fuck off. See you later. This is Dancing for Beginners and Sinners. This is Love Is Enough, while it has been. So now I get to be the arsehole. Bye.
Bye. Big love, everyone.
That wasn't just for radio. Please do grab us when make sure all your releases go into scheduling that. But what I've been trying to do a lot of with people is, if you're just doing one track release, just jump on any one of you or all of you, if you're free, 5-minute quick chat. Oh, here's our release. Chuck it out to the listeners and do it again. I'm trying to get that kind of, obviously in this day and age, it's not about releasing an album so much, it's that personality and keeping that kind of contact with the listener. So we're trying to do the same kind of thing.
We're looking at releasing pretty much like once a month at least. So
once every 6 weeks.
Once a month, 6 weeks.
I would happily have you back once every 6 weeks, even if it's just a quick little. And then when you bring out the whole album as a whole, we can do like an album playthrough or something like that later down the line. Yeah. Wicked. That. Awesome. But yeah, I was trying to be nice, but fuck off, please.
Thanks, James.
Thank you.
See you later, guys. It's been a pleasure.
Thank you. You too, man. Cheers.
Here we go. That awkward moment where everyone's looking for the hang up.
No, you hang up.
Right, here we go. I'm pressing this thing.